Pandora is a beautiful myth, a beautiful girl given a forbidden box by the gods. She opens it, and a whole series of misfortunes, misery, and unfortunate incidents spreads out onto the earth. And the day I opened Pandora's box was about 6:30 in the evening while working overtime on my sales job, and that's when I got my admissions letter, email from ISB. And I'm going to tell you why that was very similar when Pandora opened the box and allowed miseries to flood into her world. I have this whole series of grudges and miseries which I'm going to talk to you about, and all of us are going to experience it. So I think all of this is your stories too. The first of which is a problem with deadlines. We're always chasing deadlines. I had these quarterly targets, beautiful targets in my previous jobs, and now I'm chasing a Madam quiz. If I'm not chasing a Madam quiz, I think I'm chasing a My Finance Lab submission. And if I do the My Finance Lab submission, I know I've missed a case study, and if I've not missed that case study, I know as operations management professor wants to know how to make better cookies. And that's a fundamental problem because I remind myself of the Joker. I'm chasing cars and I don't know what I would do if I ever caught up with one. And that's a big misery of being at ISB for 1 year MBA and chasing deadlines. The second problem I have is these long days all of us experience at least once in 2 weeks. You just wake up, you have a slight headache due to drinking certain substances the previous night. You walk late, you rush into class. You walk in somehow, you feel everybody's eyes are on you. You sit down and then you just dive into the discussion and you make that earth-shattering, life-changing CP point. And you look around and all your friends are looking up at you. But the TA has gone out to have tea. And then you know that everything you just achieved has just been nullified because the only thing that matters in life is not the great props, it's not the dean giving us inspirational speeches. At the end of it, it's whether the TA notices you or not. The third mystery which I've gone through is that once you walk on these long days, you say, okay, I'm going to sweat the stress out of me. I go to the rec center and say, okay, let's try squash. And then the national champion comes and beats you. I said, okay, maybe that's just not my game. Let's try something smaller. I started TT. And the guy who represented India on the global stage comes and whips my ass. I said, all right, let's go with badminton. I happen to know there is nobody from national level over here. Then the women's state champion comes and smashes the shuttle on my face. And now I know something's wrong. Maybe ISB was not the right choice for me because if I can't perform academically and I can't perform in class, or I cannot perform in the rec center, something's gone really, really wrong. Then we have these whole long stressful days where I just can't de-stress. And then you walk out and then somebody says, hey Ravi, how are you doing? And you know his name. He's one of the many Siddharths, Abhisheks, Viveks, Rohits, Rohans, Shrutis, or Aishwarya's here. You just don't know which one of them he or she is. And that's another problem. I know 200 people here. I know 400 according to Facebook, but I know 200 people here. I know I'm going to know 2 other for the next 200 odd days. And no, I'm never ever going to remember any of your names. You're just going to be another Abhishek or a Siddharth or a Shruti. And that's not too bad, if not for the fact that I happen to stay in a place called SV1 where I have a snake encounter every week. So this is a really scary thing. If you're not from SV1, you probably will not get it. We meet a snake every damn week. And when you meet a snake, it's like you're meeting this force of nature. It's like exposing yourself to something which is much stronger than you. It has control over your life because you can probably bite it and end it. I think this is God's way of saying if you can survive the snake, you can crack McKinsey. Because how tough can it be? It's exactly the same way you're meeting a force of nature and you just want to crack it. After you survive the snakes, but nothing, not the CP, not the bad marks, not the bad grades, not the freeloaders, not anything compares to Mr. Reddy from Andhra Bank. Because he knows where I live, he knows what rate of interest I'm paying, he knows everything about me. And I know that when I skip class, my calculations are not, okay, if I skip this class, can I copy something, can I take the notes from somebody and submit? My calculations are each class 5,000 rupees, 10.3% interest, current value today, how much will Mr. Reddy want later? So Mr. Reddy rules my life more than my parents or the professor or even the TA do. And that is the biggest fear I have. That I'm stuck in this flood of Mr. Reddy, snakes, TAs, freeloaders, so on and so forth. And how the hell am I going to get out of this place? And then I think, is it really so bad? Because what I told you about Pandora is incomplete. Because she left one thing in the box which escaped, which was hope. And it's then that I realized maybe these deadlines are preparing me for that particular interview. Maybe these deadlines are preparing me to face that nasty situation out there called the real world. Maybe these deadlines are preparing me to survive the other freeloaders out there. Maybe these long days, these TAs not noticing me are preparing me for the rough and tumble of real life. Maybe the women's state champion hitting the shuttle on my face makes me a better shuttle player a slight percent. Maybe surviving snakes and Mr. Reddy makes me better prepared because how tough can an interview or placement be once you have survived life at ISB? At the end of it, I like to say that despite everything that happens to me at ISB, I still have a small hope that it's preparing me to be a better man out there.